Hey, y'all. What's going on? This is your girl, Classy C. Hey, guys. How are you all? Listen, excuse me. I miss you all. I miss you all. I hope you all are doing well. I hope everything is good with you all. Listen, it is good with me. Look, I am at peace. As you all see, my topic is I quit. I quit my job, guys. Yes, I did. I quit my job. Listen, I got the green light from God, and He said that I can go. So, I just want to share, how that even happened, right? So I have been wanting to, walk away from my job for the longest, right? Quite some time. I've been with my job for 22 years. 22 years. I am 41 years old. I have been working my job since I was 19. Okay. About a year ago, I was working at another site. So I work for the county, okay? And I was working for a site about a year ago, right? And I was working at that site for 7 years. And prior to that, I was working at the main location, okay? And when I was at the main location, it was stress, right? Stressful because I was on the front line and I needed a break. I needed a big break. And so God opened a door for me, right? And I had ended up transferring to an outside site from the main location, okay? And I was at this outside site for 7 years, guys, 7 years. And it's 7 years, it was peaceful. It was really peaceful until the end. During the 7 years, like I had, little freedom. It just wasn't like how it was when I was at the main location. So the 7 years, like I said, it was good. It was peace until the end. And how many of you know that when the end comes, right, you're going to feel some shaking, right? You're definitely going to feel some shaking. You're going to feel like a little, storm coming through. And that's how you know when your time is coming to an end, right? So towards the end of the shift, towards the end of my time at this site, I had to go. So I had to go. The company that I was working for, they decided that they didn't want to house at the location where I was at. So I had to move. And where I moved to, I did not want to go, right? I didn't want to go, but hey, I ended up going anyway. There were some rumors, about this place that I was going to, some bad rumors, right, about this place that I was going to. And I was like, well, just because that happened to this individual, right, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will happen to me, right? So I ended up going because I'm the type of person that I give people a chance. I don't, just go off of what he or she say, because that could be just your experience, right? So I always give people a chance, or give a situation a chance, right? And so make a long story about that, it was true, right? The rumors was true. So like I said, I transferred at this site. I had been at this site for 1 year. And this year, I've been feeling like an unction, like I knew I wasn't going to be at this site for long. Okay. I had already knew that when I was moving, knew that this site was the end for me. I had already knew that going into, right? I just didn't know how long I was going to be there, but I knew I wasn't going to be there for long. So anyway, the beginning of this year, I just, like, the Lord just really just started dealing with my spirit. Like, it's like it's time, right? It's time for me, to come out. And so how many of you know that when he started dealing with you about, coming out, or about exiting, about leaving, or disconnecting, you start to feel, feel it in your spirit. And confirmations began to come, right? And so that's what happened to me. I had got a confirmation, I had got the green light, to go. So when I was getting the confirmations, right, I was trying to plan my way out, right, strategically, okay, trying to plan it my way. Okay, I had already knew that I was coming out, but I was trying to plan it my way. And to make a long story short, my plan didn't work. No, it didn't. It didn't work. Because how many of you know that when it's time, it's time. It's time. And God is going to do the rest. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes, we plan things and we want it to be perfect. We want it to be, the way that we want it to be. But sometimes God, he interrupts our plan, right? And he make it his plan, right? And here's another thing about his plan. His plan doesn't even make sense, do it? It don't make sense. You're like, oh my God, how is this gonna happen? You just start to think about, the what ifs, how, when, where, who, your mind just go through all these different questions, right? And concerns. So like I said, as I was trying to plan it, the things that I was trying to set up, it just didn't work. And it wasn't working because every time I tried to, like I said, plan something, to come out, I'm like, oof, well, this is going to take me about 7 months, like for instance, I wanted to gain, more vacation time. I wanted to do like 400 hours of vacation time, right? So pretty much I was trying to save my vacation time, which means that because I was trying to plan the 400 hours of vacation time, I would have to stay longer, right? Possibly like until next year. But how many of you know, again, when God wants you to come out on his time, and if his time is now, it ain't no next year, or it ain't no, well, I'm going to take care of this and then it'll happen. No, it's going to come out. You're going to come out now. So, that was one of the things that I was trying to do, and it didn't work because it was some things that I had to, because I didn't have any sick time. And when I did have a sick time, when I did get a sick time, I used it, right, for, family reasons or whatever. So that didn't work. And again, like I said, I had already got my confirmation. So after I had received my confirmation, I just been going back and forth, just wrestling with it. And on top of that, I was having some things going on with the job, like with management, just coming at me, like for no, just different things, silly things, right? Just nagging at me, poking me. I felt like Paul, like a thorn on my side, just ache, aching me. You're aching me, right? So I, going back and forth with that, I'm like, this is crazy, right? I'm talking about the micromanaging, the bullying. I mean, just different, oh my God, demonic things, right? That I was just going through. So, and here's the thing about that, I would go through it. And then after that, they'll punish me. You know how it is, the written up and all of this. It was crazy, okay? And I go through it, it get quiet again, and guess what? Guess what happened when it got quiet again? I got content. Now, how many of you know when God says or say to you that it's time for you to come out, or when he wants you to do something and you get content, he don't want you to get content. because he wants you to come out now, right? Or at that time, right? So I got content, and then here it comes again. The nitpicking, just all, like I said, all these different things just going on. So finally, in my last days, what I did was I got tired, of, like I said, going through the things I was going through with management, just unnecessary. And listen, guys, I'm not a problem, as they used to say, problem child. No, that's not me. I'm a good worker. I work, but sometimes God will use people to push you out, right? So the end was coming, and what I did was to be sure, because again, like I said, guys, I was wrestling back and forth about me coming out. The Lord just started, again, he sent me more confirmations, right? I had a dream, just different confirmations. And so I talked to my pastor about it, my leader, right? And she suggested for us to go on a fast and for us to pray, right? Because I needed an answer, right? Because I knew that these people, they were trying to fire me. They was trying to fire me, okay? Now, in the midst of all of that going on, in the midst of, me feeling the unction that it's time and all this, I was also feeling too that I wanted to be free. And it didn't have anything to do with what management was doing to me, but it had a whole lot to do with what's inside of me, the gifts, right? The talents that God has put inside of me. I was ready to move in that direction, okay? So I don't want you all to feel like, oh, I quit because of what they was doing. No, I quit because it's, number one, it was time. Number two, time for me to come out with what God has placed inside of me, okay? So I kept feeling that, feeling that unction, feeling that urge, like, man, and I would have like these visions of, my business, how I want to go forth with my business, because you all do know that I do have a business. I'm going to talk to you about that later. But yeah, I was having like these different thoughts, right? These visions about how I want to go forth, with my business. I began to have like these different ideas, about the different things that God wanted me to do, for him, not just for my business, but, for the kingdom, right? For ministry. And I'm just like, man, that's good, but I can't really do it because I don't have the time because of the kind of job that I have, right? I'm working an 8-hour job, and not only, that I'm working an 8-hour job, but what I did, it was really intense, right? I'm talking about hourly quota that I had to meet, a half an hour quota that I had to meet, a daily quota that I had to meet, a weekly and a monthly quota that I had to meet, right? So, you can get the idea that my job, it was very, very tense, okay? So it had to have my attention, okay? And when I got off of work, guess what? I was mentally drained. And on top of that, with management doing what they was doing, so I was mentally drained. So once when I was having those ideas and everything going through my mind, I was excited, like, yes, I could be doing that, I could be doing that. But by the end of the day, I couldn't put no more thought into it. So moving forward. So going through all of that, I'm just giving you all an idea, painting this picture of what I went through, this year. Going through all those different things, the Lord, showing me, giving me ideas, giving me visions, sending me confirmations, all these different things that I'm going through, right? And like I said, moving back to talking to my pastor, we fast, we prayed. Oh my God, can I tell you all that at the end, the Lord showed me again that it was time. It was time for me to go. And it wasn't I couldn't wait It wasn't no, oh, I'll come out, in December. No, he's calling me now to come out. So guess what? July 1st, I quit. And I made up my mind the day before. Yeah. In June, what was that? June 30th. I made up my mind June 30th. I really made up my mind, I believe, prior to that week before, the week before. But I let them know, that's what it was. I let them know June 30th that July 1st, that was it for me, my last day. So that's what I mean, guys. As you see my topic, when I say I quit my job, and I'm happy. I'm at peace about it. I'm excited. You hear me? I feel like weight has been lifted up off of me, and I'm ready. I am ready, to do ministry. I am ready to work on my business, get my business out there. I'm ready, guys. So I'm excited, and I just want to share that with you all, that when it's time, it is time. And I'm not worried about well, how this gonna get paid, how that gonna get paid. I ain't even worried, because I know that God got me. Right. And here's the thing, when you make a move like that, was it hard for me to make that decision? It was, because I'm by myself with my children, right? And I'm just being honest with you all. I'm like, man, I don't have no husband, that could, pick up, what is lacking, right? I was like, man, I don't have that help. But then the Lord, he had to remind me, like, I am better than a husband. You have me. I am your provider. I am that I am, So I'm like, you know what, Lord, I'm sorry. You're right. He's my provider. Even if I did have a husband, he still, you know what I'm saying? He still is the head. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I did it. And I just want to encourage you all that if the Lord is telling you to move, if he is telling you to go. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And I'm telling you that. So here's the thing. Before, and I hope this blessed somebody, before I made my decision, right, I asked the Lord that week, the week of June 30th. Well, that was before, the day before I left. But I believe that Wednesday, I asked the Lord, because I started speaking in tongues. I was sitting in my truck. Because like I said, guys, this is important, right? This is your bread and butter, right? So I sat in my truck, and I asked the Lord, I started speaking in tongues, because my spirit was really concerned, like, shall I make this move? And as I was speaking in tongues, the scripture came to me with Joshua. When Joshua asked the Lord, shall I pursue? And the Lord told Joshua to go, right? Excuse me. And as I was speaking in tongues, that came to my memory. When Joshua asked the Lord, shall I pursue? And I asked the Lord, shall I pursue? Shall I pursue? With calling human resources and telling them I'm done July 1st. Shall I pursue to leave my job that I've been with for 22 years? Shall I pursue? Shall I pursue my business? Shall I pursue ministry? Come on. And so I asked the Lord, like, shall I pursue? And I ended up getting a phone call. And this phone call, I'm telling you guys, it's so tripped out, because I wasn't even going to answer this call, because I was just in the midst of, just seeking God about an answer. I ended up getting a phone call, and they confirmed what I had just asked the Lord. They had no idea that I was in a conversation with God, just sitting there. They had no idea. And they spoke upon what I was asking God. And so that was my last answer. And I just went forth with it. And so like I said, I did my exit interview, signed those papers, returned everything back, and deuces. So yeah, so I hope that this encouraged you. Now, I'm not telling you to leave your job or, leave whatever it is. Make sure, my whole purpose of telling you this is make sure that you are in the will of God when you're making moves. That's with anything and anyone. Make sure that it is His divine will. Make sure. Ask Him, and I promise you, He'll give you the answer. He'll give you the answer. All right, guys. So I wanted to, encourage somebody, with my testimony. And listen, you're going to be I will be with you. Now I can get on, on my YouTube channel more often. So you all are going to walk this journey with me, about, what I'm doing. So, something in my eye. So yeah, so I will give you all an update on what I am doing, and I will love for your support. I will love for your support. Okay, I would love for you to support me on what I'm about to do. So and I will talk to you all about that on the next video. All right, so I love you all, and again, it is time. I told you all this before about a shift, that a shift is happening, that God is doing some things for His people. He is doing a new thing, for His people. And I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, guys. I'm sorry, guys. My phone battery going dead. But yeah, so stay tuned for my next channel. Stay tuned for what I'm about to do now. This is definitely a new journey for me. That chapter is closed. I am excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited just to have peace. I'm excited. So stay tuned for what I'm about to do. Walk with me again in this journey. Please keep me in your prayers. I would definitely keep you in my prayers. All right. Now, this is your girl Classy C. Please hit that button, subscribe, like, and share. All right, guys, stay tuned. Love you all.